drug deal happening right there. Some kind of oligarchy going back at his car right there. A few homeless spies over there. A few more youngins that do either the drugs, the human trafficking, or anything else. A couple of employees, spies and whatnot. And I'm like, maybe one day things will change. Maybe one day. I was like, look at who actually gets to enjoy their lives. I'm like, you'd be surprised. It's actually funny because the guy was acting superficial while like letting him in the theater. It's like, attention everybody, don't pay attention to the keys or your belongings or any of the people that may seem a little strange out here. Just come into the theater and we'll let you right in. Have a good one and enjoy your viewing of this movie. And it's like, oh, well, I mean, that was pretty good. I was like, made it look really natural and whatnot. I'm like, the local drug dealers over here, the human trafficking's over there, the homeless are still out here. The halfway criminals are still working for you. Oh, wait, sorry. I can't make it sound like, conspiratorial. The, halfway criminals are still employed. I was like, oh my goodness, that was a good one. I was like, shoot. I was like, look who even gets to have a job before me. A job before me? I'm like, the robot even gets a job before, I do. Even the robots get a freaking job, They get employed before an autistic person. And I'm like, man, is that what the autism registry is for? It's just so that way, like, there's easier access to, like, spy on autistic people. Bully autistic people out of the, work environment or schooling. I'm like, who would honestly, orchestrate these types of things? Who would even be upset about an autistic person, trying to find employment? Who would pinch him on the cheek, letting him know, like, you're not allowed in the colleges. Hey, you aren't allowed in the workspace. Hey, you aren't allowed to get employed because we're Los Angeles. We know where you are all the time because you get placed in systems like Social Security. You gotta wait until they find that autism registry for him and they sign him up for it. We're gonna have a great time spying on him. Yeah, the whole community of the drug dealers and the homeless, they'll have a time. They'll have a time off. They'll have a few days off and whatnot. And I'm like, it sounds about right. Sorry if I angered yourself and your drug dealer, but, somebody's got to let it be known somewhere. And I'm like, shoot, dude. I'm like, that's a lot of people spying on me. I'm like, who next? Who else? Who else is going to spy, man, on an autistic person? I'm like, that's pretty messed up, but whatever, I guess. If you got your family to protect, your job to make sure that you're still employed by and make sure that you're still in school, then go ahead. Or your drug dealer that you have to, report to, then go ahead. See, that's why I stopped looking for work. I was like, I know who gets employed now. At the 9 to 5s, it has to be people that have to cooperate with some people. They have to cooperate with certain people. How's it going, man? What's up, dude?
You're on the phone.
Oh, yeah. All good, dude. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, but yeah. I guess that's good enough. I was like, dang. I was like, I was wondering why nobody would respond to my, applications or anything. I'm like, now I see why. I'm like, man, so I'm not going to be able to work anywhere. I'm like, that's why I don't get any housing. That's why, Care Court doesn't want to help me with, any kind of housing subsidy or like rental assistance. Because they're like, yeah, well, he angered the entire community and they all spy on him. There's no point in giving him any housing. And I'm like, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty true. I'm like, man, that's so undeniable. I'm like, shoot. Very undeniable stuff there. I'm like, did you see how angry that freaking, halfway homeless got when I was freaking literally recording his drug dealer making a deal right there and then? People are probably asking, they're like, what was his license plate? What was this and that? I'm like, it's only if you could see it. You can only report if you see it. I'm like, when you have autism and people treat you, like you're a second-class citizen, and they give homeless people, or also known as addicts, opportunities before me, well, then there you go. You saw it with, Soul Housing and all that. I'm like, you could only get the license plate if you see it. If you can't, I don't know what to tell you. It's not like anybody could see most of the crime that's happening anyway, so... Or the people that spy on me anyway, so... Ah, man. This was all over phone calls. I was like, to trans people. Phone calls to trans people. I'm like, damn. So I owe $3,000 to $300,000 to trans people with their pimps. Can I get any funding? If I make a movie, can I get the funding, but like have them pay, the pimps back? Then I could get the rest of the money back for that. So that way I can have a place to live. I'm like, oh, a charity event. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, so charity, like, are you guys charitable? Do you guys like give back? Or does that community like usually pay back only criminals? They're like, nope, we only work with criminals. That $3,000, that $300,000, you're gonna have to pay it back either way. And I'm like, seriously? To trans prostitutes? I'm like, that's the kind of people that I get, in trouble with. So first it starts off with the drug dealers and the homeless. Then it spills over into like, the youth and whatnot. And then it spills over to the colleges and the high schools. And it spills over to the local businesses and all that. And then it spills over to basically the entire Los Angeles County. I'm like, man, that is so crazy. I'm like, and that makes sense too, because why wouldn't, college students be interested? If they work, in the healthcare industry and, in social work and mental health services, and that's what they go to school for, then basically, that's indicative of something that, an autistic person would have to face, but only alone. I was like, man, LGBT community, will you guys help me pay back these, trans prostitutes or whatnot for phone calls? Anybody? I see you guys in your whole freaking movie, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm like, man, can I ask for some of that money that you guys get? Those cartel, they're really not friendly. Same with, any of those black to African American games, especially the Armenians. They're not really that, friendly. The Armenians especially, they are not friendly. I was like, they used to be nice to me. They would just like kind of show up and just like stand around, or they would like park, or they would like pull in at a certain moment. But now the Armenians are just like really rude to me. I'm like, well, it kind of started with the Russians, then the Ukrainians, and you know, $3,000 to $300,000 over phone calls to trans prostitutes. I'm like, do I just need to become a drug dealer myself? I do need to become a drug dealer myself to pay them back on. I guess I do. I'm like, shoot. And an autistic drug dealer, I'm like, shoot. What would an autistic drug dealer be like? I'm like, man, might as well. I mean, all these college students with these, you know, social work degrees, or these medical degrees, or, you know, I don't even know. Like, what else? The hospitals don't want to take care of you. I'm like, makes sense. I'm like, Dignity Hospital, you're still asking for $100 from me? You guys didn't even give me my prescriptions. But you know who does get work? Form of housing, well, you can't get robots housing, but you could sure give other people housing, you know? Ooh, shoot. It's just like Soul Housing, except I'm just on the street. I'm like, shoot. Soul Housing was really housing a lot of drug dealers, a lot of addicts, a lot of pimps. I'm like, that's where you got to go. It's Soul Housing. They give you a free place to stay. You get to do whatever drugs you want. And yeah. I was like, that's pretty crazy. Soul Housing. I could say the entire, you know, the entire address, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like anybody's interested. They're like, a homeless shelter where you could do whatever drugs you want and they give you housing. And I'm like, yeah, seriously. And you could also get connections to other forms of employment, or more employment opportunities like cartel or Bloods or Crips, anywhere in between. I'm like, they get to take your 9-to-5s, so logically they're going to give you, you know, those kind of job opportunities. Yo, dude, you got to go to Soul Housing. They basically let you do whatever drugs you want, and they give you, you know, housing. And you also get to have more employment opportunities with drug dealers or cartel or anything else. And then any of your bosses, you know, they'll just be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be just fine. I'm like, shoot, dude. Crazy stuff there. I'm like, man, I don't think I'm gonna get an employment opportunity anywhere after this video drops. Yeah, I would imagine it so. I'm like, shoot. LAPD just passed by. I'm like, do I need to sell myself? Do I need to sell myself? I owe the LGBT community $3,000, $300,000 for trans prostitutes and making phone calls to them. Do I need to just sell myself? No, not sell myself out. Like, sell my body. Do I need to sell my body now? The majority of college students do the same thing, and they especially do it to get their employment opportunities. Should I just do that? I should, huh? Man, might as well. Look, I know some of the male population of college students, you know, the college students that happen to be guys don't really sell their bodies or sell themselves, but they sell out. UCLA, you know that it's true. You know that it has to be true. It has to. There's just no way. Because if they, like, you know, don't pay attention to the autistic person that doesn't have any employment opportunities or schooling, but they'll make way for the robot above all people, well, then It has to make some sort of sense. I'm like, man. I also get it. Medical degrees and everything. Like, they're like, oh, well, why would they want to distract you? What would that even do? What kind of purpose would that serve? I'm like, it's very simple. They have access to my health care. Hello. So if I'm suffering medically, they're just like, oh yeah, we can keep him distracted. And stress out his cortisol levels. I'm like, cortisol? Well, you see, in order to be stressed out and experience, very high cortisol levels, you have to stress them out first. But you can't do that if he doesn't have, any room to be upset over anything. Not like releasing himself, like releasing his obligation to employment or schooling, or, having to do certain drugs, or, be addicted to tobacco. But yeah, I was like, shoot, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm like, man, Rocky Horror Picture Show, will you guys give me a donation? Get a donation, like trans escorts, the LGBT community, I could barely speak, backing up trans prostitutes. I'm like, shoot, that's crazy. I'm like, UCLA, what do you think about that? I'm like, get it? UCLA, they would back up those, trans prostitutes. Or especially Cartel. I'm like, where is Cartel? I'm like, shoot. They're always out here. They always seem to pay attention to autistic person. I'm like, man. I'm like, I didn't know an autistic person could bring this much turmoil to most of the criminals or halfway criminals, or anybody just doing any wrongdoings or illegal activities. I'm like, shoot, that's crazy. Oh, man. Now I'm really not getting any employment opportunities. I'm not getting, hired anywhere at that point. Because they're like, you angered all these communities. And I'm like, yeah, basically. My boss, I'm like, who would be my boss? I'm like, you wouldn't mind, right, sir? He's just on his phone. He's like, had to be creating a whole new algorithm for this autistic person. Now I have to increase his pay. This is really getting out of hand. And I'm like, I know. It really is getting out of hand. I'm like, did you see, the drug dealing that was happening out there, boss? Sir? And then my boss is like, nope, didn't see anything. But I have my phone to keep an eye on you. And I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. If it wasn't Cartel, the majority of the Hispanic or Latin population, or Bloods and Crips, and the majority of the black population spying on me, especially still moving girls. I like that girl, man. How much does she cost? How much does she cost? I like that girl. I was like, shoot. Remember that guy earlier? I totally caught him with this girl that he was paying for right in front of her place. I was like, who would have thought? I was like, that was pretty crazy, honestly. Anyway, everything's just gonna look a little superficial still. So yeah, I think that's it for me. CocoBot, you think one day I'll get a job or I need some form of housing? I know Los Angeles really doesn't want it for me, especially because I call out every single drug dealer and every single human trafficker and any kind of person that's working a 9-to-5 that keeps working with these criminals. You think I'll be able to? I'm like, shoot. Well, you got foreign people after you? I'm like, maybe not. Foreign people, people that actually live here, 9-to-5 workers that get mad, they have to bump stuff around. I'm like, this is pretty crazy. I'm like, shoot, I just can't believe I caught, you know, a literal drug dealing happening, you know. A little drug dealing happening right in front of places I could be, you know, employed by. I'm like, but I guess not. I'm like, shoot. Hey man, you still want your 30,000, 3,000 or 300,000 for those trans prostitutes, man? Yo, I know, man, you have a girl to move, but hey man, I'm trying to live my life here too, man. Los Angeles kind of corrupt, man. You can't use college students against me all the time, man. Oh my goodness, I'm like, shoot. That's what happens when you owe a lot of money to cartels or whatever. I'm like, shoot, that's pretty crazy. I'm like, I sure hope that these cartels don't live where I live.
Please, and more, please.
That's what I say to the college students. I'm like, please leave me alone. That's what I say to all the, you know, pimps and everything. I'm like, please leave me alone, bro. The college students get moved around and everything. I'm like, please leave me alone, bro.
Hey, you just said they. You have to say college students.
Oh, shoot. Good point. They. I'm like, that's a good point. See, homeless people are pretty smart. I'm like, shoot. You know what else is smart? CocoBot.
Adolf Hitler. You guys know?
Waymo. Sorry, dude. I just saw you had glasses. I thought you could read.
Oh.
Please tell UCLA to leave me alone. I was like, he did not want to respond after that one. I was like, man. I was like, who would have thought? I kind of knew. I kind of figured, like, I was like, I'm getting diagnosed out of college for autism. I'm like, what could possibly go wrong with this? Because I have a mom that works for Los Angeles Unified School District, and she loves power to the point where she would make herself look good. Like everybody would make themselves look superficial and nothing is going wrong and there's no wrongdoing at all. I'm like, what could possibly go wrong? I'm like, I'm not too sure. Not too sure. Plenty went wrong. Plenty went wrong. I'm like, yep. I'm like, shoot. I guess that's what you get when you get autism. Get autism? Like understanding autism? Or like getting autism like it was temporary? Man. I'm like, shoot. Like a temporary illness. I was like, boss, what do you think about me owing most of these, you know, workers and, you know, their pimps money? I'm like, boss, I owe the entire LGBT community like $30,000, $3,000, $300,000 to the LGBT community. I was like, oh my goodness, no problem, here. I was like, here, now tell those trans prostitutes or, you know, their pimps to leave me alone. Here, LGBT community, here, just take my money. Just take my money, here. Let me have a job, let me have my health care just here. Now, there's no giving up on this one. I called out Diddy and Epstein, and especially, you know, the Los Angeles community. LAPD, you got really chill. I'm like, it's over. It's always going to be over. I'm like, for me, especially because my voice cracked at that certain moment, every single time. They'll eventually get me in the same spot as you, boss. Okay, it's a homeless person. He wouldn't be my boss. Oh my goodness. And then I'm like, boss, sir, I'm really sorry, but I'm homeless because I called out Diddy and Epstein. And I happen to, you know, owe a lot of people money. I can't run from them, sir. I know you're wearing a running shoes, you know, company on the back of your shirt, but I can't run from these, you know, workers or the 9-to-5 workers that work with these criminals, sir. Come on. I'm like, oh, fudge. I was like, so they sent the homeless people after me, the 9-to-5 workers, the executives, the college students, basically everybody after me. I'm like, man, I really don't know what to say. I'm like, sir, I don't know what to say, but I tried applying basically everywhere. But you know who else gets jobs and everything and has no problem with applying to anywhere because they know they'll get the jobs? Well, you already see it, man. He's like, do not call me man or I will seriously consider firing you at this very moment. I'm like, fire me. I'm like, fire me. Fire me. I'm like, fire me like they would fire a prostitute. Fire me. I'm like, fire me. Fire me. I'm like, fire me. Fire me. Go ahead and do it, sir. Fire me. I'm like, you can go ahead and fire me now. LGBT community, you guys can't fire me because I was never a part of it. So you guys can't fire me at all. I know technically I'm a part of the LGBT community because I owe, you know, trans prostitutes and pimps like $3,000 to $300,000, but you guys can't fire me. I'm like, shoot, that's crazy. I'm like, don't worry, homeless person, whatever your name is. There's another homeless person making a lot of correlations. He's like, oh, college students, you just call them they. And I'm like, that's actually a good point, they. I was like, shoot. I was like, man. I can't believe that Subway worker actually paid for a prostitute. I'm like, yo, Subway, what do you think about that? I'm like, shoot, that's crazy. I'm like, he actually paid right there and then. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, Kirkcourt, is that why you want to put me in some sort of housing? I'm like, Los Angeles County, is that why you want to put me in a mental hospital all the time? Hey, yo, Bloods or Crips or anybody, is that why you guys don't want me to have healthcare? Because you all, like, you really get caught up when I, like, come through. You know your whole spot gets blown up, especially with the Armenians. Don't get me started with them. I'm like, that's why, huh? I'm like, honestly, that's why. The spot gets blown up. Sorry about blowing up the spot, man. But seriously, dude, you should go to Soul Housing. They let you do whatever kind of drugs you want, and they give you a nice room. Like, not a little bit nice, like really nice. That would be a good place to go, dude. A good place to start. No, maybe, so no. Oh my, shoot. Ah, man. Does anybody even want their 3,000 to 300,000? I'm like, they don't want it anymore? Y'all don't want your 300,000 to 3,000 that an autistic person can't even pay for? I'm like, just let me know. I'll find a way to do it. If a college student can get into college and they can figure it out, I can find out a way to do it. Then the cartels came in and they're like, no se puede. I'm like, shoot, dude. Pretty crazy. I'm like, that's on time. They're like, no se puede. I'm like, why? Because I owe trans prostitutes money? It's not even just Mexicans. I owe a lot of blacks, African Americans, a lot of money too. They would even be creeping up all day around my apartment complex. I don't even own an apartment, it's a hotel. I was like, shoot. I was like, Bloods, Cribs, y'all want, $3,000, $300,000? I'm like, I'll pay you back. No problem. They don't even want to work with me. They're like, man. I'm like, man, what? I'm like, you guys don't want your money back? I'm like, shoot, all this for trans girls? I'm like, the LGBT community, they ain't gonna like this one. You want to pick out autistic person? I'm like, LAPD ain't gonna like that one because LAPD, they want all my money. And they want to make sure that they put me in and out of hospitals, in and out of psych wards, in and out of homelessness, and away from a hospital where I get medical attention. They ain't gonna like that one, man. Oh my man, it's pretty crazy. Who else do I owe money? Who else do I owe money? I don't owe the Armenians anything. I don't owe the Armenians anything. I'm like, Armenia? Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness. I would love to know that. If the Armenians got caught up with their entire gang all because I literally was documenting my life and making sure that I do not get harmed, caught up, or especially, exploited by LA County. I'm like, man, pretty crazy stuff. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Maybe one day I'll have a life. Maybe one day. Maybe one day LA County will just leave me alone. Maybe one day. Maybe all the local businesses will, treat me right and, if not give me respect, at least give me leadway. Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe it will never happen. I'm like, maybe not. I'm like, shoot. Maybe it will never happen. Maybe I'll never get peace. Maybe not. Shoot. Maybe UCLA will never give me back my health care. I'm like, I guess not. When you owe Crips, Bloods, the black population money for their trans prostitutes, I guess not. I just had to show how much the medical industry really spies on me. I'm like, man, it's pretty crazy. I'm like, I guess I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do. I don't have a single thing to do. I do not have nothing to do. I don't have a job to go to. I don't have no schooling or anything to go to. I don't have, employment to go to. I don't have a house to go to. I don't have a family to go to. Nothing. And now that I understand homelessness, innocent people being homeless, because they would blacklist them, make sure they don't give them any jobs, make sure they're spied on, make sure that even if they have privileges like their car, they only live in their car. Kind of like I only live in hotels. It's not just 9-to-5 workers who work with these criminals. It's basically everybody. I'm like, boss, why are you talking to that 9-to-5 worker so friendly, you know? And whatnot. He's like, honestly, it's none of your business. You happen to egg all these communities and all these criminals. You don't get anything. I'm like, kind of like, you know, just an autistic person? Myself? I guess there's no myself included. I'm like, sir, I know you might be able to have, you know, the privilege to be sponsored anywhere. Like your, you know, running shoes t-shirt or your actual running shoes that you have on with the t-shirt. I don't even want to be sponsored. I just want to be able to have a job. I just want to be able to live somewhere. But meanwhile, some human trafficking. I'm like, oh, wait. How many children are you hiding in that van? I know I called out Epstein and I called out Diddy, but how many children are you hiding in that van there? Listen, I know you may have clothes that are quite revealing, but how many children are you hiding there? I'm never going to stop, ever. I'm like, don't give me a job. I'm like, seriously, blacklist me from everywhere. I'm like, man, just go ahead. I'm like, there, fudge. That's why they're making an autism registry. Fudge. They're making an autism registry because they want to spy on people. That's it. Boss, you stop spying on me there. Especially with Social Security and their administration. That's right, boss. You were spying on me the whole time. He's like, I wasn't spying on anything. I'm going to demote you if you keep exposing war. And I'm like, honestly, go ahead, demote me. I'm like, demote me. I'm like, go ahead. I have basically nowhere to live. And if I do, it's very temporary. Listen, man, you should really go to Soul Housing. You get to do whatever drugs you want. You get a room. And you get employment opportunities, but with criminals. It's the same exact thing that 9-to-5 workers do, except they get permanent housing. Can you believe they're making an autism registry? It's literally all just to spy on autistic people. Why? Maybe it's because some autistic people don't want to cooperate. Anyway, God bless, man. That guy could probably become a movie star before anybody else, especially a 9-to-5 worker, would even have a chance. Forget about me. I'm like, nobody wants to give me a job. I'm like, a college? I'm like, well, UCLA. Their students would spy on me before they'd give me, you know, an acceptance to their school. So that way they not only have me in their systems, but they also know who I am communally. So that way they could spy on me with their community. All their students could spy on me. Anybody else. You know. Oh, and then the technology. I'm like, Waymo. You have to work with these guys? I'm like, shoot, I guess you gotta work with them. You're basically AI. You scan the entire city and whatnot, so I guess that's what you gotta do. It's the same thing 9-to-5 workers do, you know. Oh well, I guess. Same thing Los Angeles County does. Waymo, you probably do work with Los Angeles County. Just spying on people's phones, pinging, you know, their location, So that way any criminals that have access to the Waymos could, access their location and know where they are all the time. So that way, when I'm being, for example, forget about anybody else, just me, for example, and being, spied on and everything, and I try to speak out about it, I can't because, my healthcare is, compromised, and my social work and any, opportunity to have any social work is compromised too, because all the social workers will just work with the criminals, and anybody in between, I guess, whatever. I guess that's what happens when you call out, things that are happening, like the Diddy or Epstein situation, and that's what you get. No form of schooling, housing, employment, nothing. How's it going? I was wondering if I could get a courtesy ride. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I guess I don't get anything. Don't worry, man. One day you won't be homeless. You'll get something before the autistic people. And you know who goes in the back door and they escape? All the cartels, all the African American gangs, all the, drug addicts and everything. Like, shit, it's so crazy.